Eubank versus Benn, Benn versus Eubank. Mr. Al-Sheikh has got it over the line. It's been a couple of years since it nearly happened last time, and when it nearly happened last time, it was quite funny to see it while it lasted. You know, that press conference, they didn't really hate each other before. They very much so do now. And let's be real, Conor is the most aggro man the world has ever produced. And sometimes you just listen to him talk and you're just like, bro, why are you so angry? The other day he said that he'll be stapling him to the floor. What does that even mean? Anyway, what do we know? We know that it's a alleged stadium fight. We know that it's going to be in April. So April UK stadium means that we're going to be pushing it to the end of April. So April 26th. Stadium fight. Spurs, right? It's the newest stadium. I'm not affiliated. I'm not a football fan in any way, but I know it's a brand new stadium. It's been used for fights a bunch. It's going to have to be April 26th and Spurs. Now, from that perspective, look at this. Look, sign up, scan the QR code, get involved on the mailing list. It's a watch party event, and here's why it's a watch party event. The casual fan, the man on the street, people know Benn and Eubanks as their names. That is going to be everywhere. It's going to be billboard. It's going to be adverts. It's going to be TV commercials. It's going to be radio commercials. It's going to be everywhere. Make no doubt about it. This is a Ring promotion. Ring are going to be putting in peas because they want to see what it does. They're going to be making 24/7 style in-camp shows. You're going to have so much access to these as well as the press conferences. Make no doubt, they are not going to care if it goes off a little bit at the press conferences. It's going to have to go off a little bit at the press conferences. I think we see Conor rage quit at least twice during this promotion. I think we see Conor absolutely and utterly do his nut. And also, let's have a little side chat. Has anyone ever had more varied and wild hairstyles than Conor Benn? The other day, he was like the vampire in Brooklyn with slick back straight hair. Then he had cornrows. Today, he's got like he looks like Blade, right? Sick. So sick. As someone that has no options other than reverse skin fade and super, super, super extra wide centre parting, I'm into it and I'm here for it, right? Obviously, Chris doesn't really have that. He's just got that tattoo bonnet. But the fight will be fought at 160 middleweight. That is Chris's weight. He is the IBO middleweight world champion, in parentheses, world champion, cool. £10 rehydration clause. I think that the Eubank lot have already moaned about this, but they have signed it. And I know that from everything that I've seen, because obviously new media, yes, everything that I've watched and read, Turkey kind of has been very much so being the middleman of this and dealing with each side individually to make it happen, which, respect. You know for a fact that this is going to be an enormous event. Absolutely and utterly enormous. And I'm going to press that banner again. I want to leave that there. So, look, with this event, you are going to see a gigantic undercard. You're going to see every single thing that the Ring can possibly do. And they're doing it in conjunction with a computer game company from when I was a child called SNK that, for all I know, Turkey has bought because he enjoyed Fatal Fury and King of the Fighters. Respect to that. What do we have to really consider? We have to consider that despite the hype, despite the family lineage, despite the hatred that now has formed between these two, and in my opinion, it has been spurred really heavily by Conor. Right? Conor hates Chris more than Chris hates him, for sure, because like, why wouldn't you? Conor is a welterweight. Chris is a middleweight. Conor has, I think, 4.5, 5 rounds to put it on Chris, kind of like Liam Beefy Smith did early doors, right? That is it. But then Chris is so much bigger. He's so much longer, and he's equally as fast. He's as spiteful. I don't know if he's more of a powerful concussive puncher, but you know what? Weight divisions matter. And then you know what else we have to really, really think about? Conor doesn't have a British bald license. So what are we doing there? I know that's probably between the bald, Matchroom, Turkey, and the Benns, but he hasn't got a license. So what are we doing? So apparently that's all okay. And that is a big, big asterisk and a big caveat to this. And I'm sure there'll be exemptions, and I'm sure that the board being a private company will listen. Listen. All good. So I'm super excited for it. I think that the undercard that they'll put on will be huge. I've got no idea what kind of undercard they could be putting on. If it's going to be predominantly matchroom and boxer fighters, or it's going to be just a mix. Turkey's just going to say, yeah, do this, do this, do this. I'm into it. There is simply no way that this is not a spectacular event. And the main event itself, this is a massive shout, right? There is no way that it's a boring fight. And there's a 2-fight deal already in place. So depending on what happens in the first one could be an absolute Hagler-Hearn style war. 4, 5, 6 rounds of just destruction. And then they want to sing it again in Saudi. Let's see. Let's see, right? Chris hasn't looked the best for a very long time. Conor has been out of the game for a very long time. We're always gonna have the thing looming over him of the drug stuff. He was never convicted on it. Like I'm completely impartial to this. Saying eggs, it's a lot, but hey, it is what it is. I'm super into it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And also, if you scan the QR code that's on the screen now, sign up for the mailing list for the pre-order to the watch party. This watch party that we're going to do, this will be our best one. Absolutely, make no shadow of doubt about it. Everything that we've done over the past 5 will be put together in this one. It will be absolutely and utterly a night not to forget.